Building Dubai's first rotating cookie concept wasn't a sugar rush. It took strategy, obsession, and some serious work ethic. This week, best friends turned founders Katie and Alex share how they swapped their corporate careers for cookie dough and built billionaire cookies into one of the city's most addictive brands. Welcome, ladies.
Thank
Alex,
you.
Katie, how are you?
Good. Very good. Thank you.
This is our first double guest. Okay, so we've been really excited to do this. All right, so thank you so much for coming on board. Very honoured to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Let's get right into it. Okay, what is the aha moment that both of you had in your careers to say, I'm going to go from the corporate world and I'm going to bake cookies?
A sequence of conversations about different business ventures and thinking about what next. And then one day it just made perfect sense that we were going to bake. We were going to open a bakery because everything else that we had conceptualized and come up with, it didn't come from a place of real passion. The motivation was more around can we come up with this idea or that idea that will turn a profit, and how feasible would that be? How much would we have to invest? And then when we were speaking about cookies, and actually we were eating cookies, it just made sense, perfect sense. So, yeah.
Yeah, we had both already been hobby bakers. Yeah. So we were individually the people at the offices that our colleagues would come to when it's their birthday. Hey, Alex, can you make me the birthday cake for the office, you know? Yeah. And we had that in common.
You need one of those all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. We had that in common. So it was that just kind of the culmination of that, and thinking okay, one regret that we were discussing that we had in our life was not having done something for ourselves. We want to experience, building and developing something of our own. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that combination kind of just set the pace for Billionaire Cookies.
It's a great story because it's not like you two were failed recruiters or failed in your previous lives, right? You guys had great careers, Shaloub, Visa, really good brands where you guys were working in 12, 15-year careers prior to making the pivot of all pivots. So, if you were to think of someone doing something like this, it's because they've almost banged their head against the wall. They're not really getting anywhere in their careers. They're a bit stagnant, they're a bit stale. Let's do something else. But you guys were doing really, really well. And then all of a sudden just make that choice and say, let's pivot to something completely different because it's our passion.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I will say I do love talent acquisition. It was my career for, as you were saying, 10 plus years. Is it 15? Oh God, I don't know. But it was, I made a career out of it because I was good at it, and I liked it because I was good at it. So it really it wasn't the case of I hate my job, I need to do something else. But it just so happened that, this was a bigger passion. And I have to say, I do miss the corporate salary. There's not much that I do miss about working in corporate, but the salary, I do miss the corporate salary and the stability, because when you have your own business, as you know, you don't have the same stability. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Have you taken a lot from your corporate lives and actually brought that into a entrepreneur life set when it comes to baking cookies, selling cookies, building a business in that sense?
I can see a lot of parallels in ways that you need to communicate with people, deal with stakeholders. I'm a professional at following up with people, hey, supplier X, follow up. Hey, client X, follow up. The corporate world has taught me to do that really well, and being organized and all of that. So I can see some parallels between what you're doing in corporate and what you're doing in entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Yeah.
The F&B industry is completely saturated here, right? They're popping up everywhere, right? So the difficulty around making that pivot and then making it big. This is no ordinary brand. This is a brand that everyone knows. So this is a huge accomplishment over a short period of time in such a competitive landscape. What are the secrets? How have you done this?
Oh gosh, that is a big question. I think I was really determined. So I have a bit of like a different experience with you towards the end of my career in my last corporate role than Alex. I decided like a year before I left, I really wanted to get into marketing.
Yeah.
So I'd always been in TA and recruitment and HR and stuff. So I decided like, okay, now I'm going to position myself as the talent. I'll look internally, I'll look externally. Bear with me, just stick with me on this. And I go to uni as a mature student. Did a secondment even. I was lucky to do like a secondment in the marketing team at the time, which was really great. Built out their digital marketing team, but nobody would take me seriously because I was like super pigeonholed, so pigeonholed. And as a recruiter, I had like my Excel spreadsheets and I had my trackers for all the roles I'd applied
Love
for.
that.
Some in Dubai, some in other markets.
Yeah.
I was getting creative, and I maybe applied for like over 100 jobs, and I didn't get a single interview.
Wow.
I had one call, and at the end of the chat, and it was for a big brand, and they were like, "You don't speak Arabic." And I was like, what part of Katie Murray from Scotland gave you the impression that, I spoke Arabic? So I was really determined because eventually it's like I would leave that environment, that job, and I would build like my own brand. So I think like that was really the fuel for like, if we're going to do this, let's do it. Like, let's not call ourselves like Yummy Cookies or something or like Tasty Bites. Let's go for something big.
Is there a Tasty Bites here?
I don't. It sounds like it could be a
I'm
brand.
so sorry, Tasty Bites.
It sounds like it could be a real cookie company.
Yeah, when I suggested the name to Alex initially, like she didn't go for it. She was a bit like, oh God, Billionaire Cookies, what another elitist brand in Dubai. And we kind of let it sit with us for a day. And then the day after I had said, but no, what if we flip it on its head? And it's almost like, parodying all of the premium luxury brands. And actually we just make it really fun and really accessible, even from the pricing. Like we're actually more attractively priced than a lot of other, which kind of amazes me. But anyway, as soon as we started playing around with the parallels between, like the dough, like the cookie dough and the money, and the kind of concept of seriously rich dough, then a light bulb moment went off, and that kind of goes back to that aha that you were talking about.
So in layman external views, from us, we look at, you probably got two important facets for your business, which is the product, your cookies, which we all love, by the way, and I'm a cookie fiend, so I can eat them every day. And then it's the PR and the branding and so forth. Is there one that holds more weight? Like, could you build one by focusing more on your PR and like just almost just be in everyone's faces if your product is, average, but it's not spectacular? Or is the product the thing that actually makes you explode?
I think you can have an amazing brand and like a very successful brand and the product is okay or mediocre. For us, we didn't want to do that. We wanted both to be really like on point. So I am very proud of the product, but I'm also proud of what Katie's doing with the marketing and the branding. So, we see that with other companies, and there's a big company in the US that is doing that, where they have like a really amazing marketing team, really amazing PR. They pump loads of money into it, and it's $1 billion business. But we see the comments on people doing reviews, and they're tasting the cookies, and they're like, "Ugh, actually,
who is
actually
this is where we name them."
we don't.
They're like, actually, these don't taste good, but they're successful and they're making loads of money. But we didn't want to do that. We wanted both to be equally as important.
I probably link that to even our industry, the recruitment industry or the talent industry. There are a lot of talent agencies out there that have a fantastic brand on LinkedIn, and externally they're perceived to be this fast growing brand. They do so many great things. They got great incentives and whatever it may be, and then beneath the surface it is just an absolute horror show, right? And their service to being provided to clients is not at the standard that they portray on their social channels, but they get away with it because it gets them in the door because it's front of mind, and they win business that way. So
it's like they work hard to get the client, and then once they get the client, they like move on to the next client. Yeah.
So do you have that element of loyalty when it comes to your customer base? Like, because obviously, again, on the recruitment side, like, you know, it's about spreadsheets and keeping up to date and, you know, keeping in contact with the right people all the time as much as you possibly humanly can. When it comes to your customer base, like, what are you doing to sort of make sure they're coming for the second box and the 20th box and the 100th box?
Yeah, we have a really good repeat customer rate. So like in food, you know, it's really good to have you know, more than 50%, and especially because if it's in food, like you're going to have a meal, you want to have a good meal, you can have the same, you can order the same restaurant every day because it's food.
Yeah.
But desserts, you're not going to be ordering that every day. But our customer repeat rate is really good. Like depending on the app, it could be anywhere from 40 to 70%.
Wow.
So that's quite high. And that means that people, you know, they've tried us, they like us, and they order us again.
There was a guy, remember, on Noon, excuse me, and he had ordered like maybe 5 times in one day until eventually we got in touch with Noon and we were like, is there a bug? And this guy keeps being charged. They were like, no, I think he really likes cookies. And then we were trying to figure out, like, are they gifts? Like, is he just really hungry? Like,
yeah, like what's happening here? But he was just ordering loads.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I like what I wanted to also mention is like with Katie, what she's doing with the social media, like she handles all the social media and like the marketing. And so she's built such like a really nice community of followers. Like I've never seen it before where customers will like message a brand and DM a brand and send them selfies of themselves eating the cookies. Like
no way.
They will send her messages like, you know, and they'll drive from all over the Emirates and they'll say like, love you, bestie. And so it's really, you know, it's really special what she's done.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's about like community building, right?
Yeah.
Like through social media, but also through the pop-ups and like we are always at every pop-up. I mean, you even more so than me because you have the big car. But yeah, so I think like it comes down to connection and sincerity around like, you know, building a project out of passion, and people can feel that in the way that it comes across. So yeah, I mean, I'm always amazed by like the response from people. I would say it's like we're like a cult cookie club kind of situation. Like people don't like us, they love us. And for anyone else, that's cool. Try as many cookie brands as you like. Do you see what I mean? But the people that really vibe with us, I think there's kind of like fierce loyalty. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I had a customer just message once on like the Instagram inbox, and she was like, I love you guys so much. I will support you until the day I die. And I'm like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. You know, like that's intense. But no, like so sweet, you know? So yeah, I think community building. And then as you say, like, you can see on the apps, like it's quite a decent return customer rate.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, obviously, we're creatures of habit, right? So you can order the same lunch 5 times in a week, right? And maybe not necessarily for your cookies or for donuts or for your desserts, but you're even going one step further than that, and you're breaking the mold by changing the flavors on a regular basis. So if I was a customer, that creature of habit nature is like, well, I love that flavor, and now it's not there. And so that is a massive gamble to take from people, for your customer base that would normally be stuck on, say, your Lotus Biscoff sort of flavor, whatever it may be, and then it's not there for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, right? So how'd you come up with that idea? And did you have any sort of reservations when you were in it saying, we shouldn't be doing this, we're making a mistake?
That what?
That was Katie's brilliant idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, so she's like, we need to, you know, I guess your thought process, right, was like, we need to be unique. We need to do something different and offer a really special experience. So she was like, well, why don't we, you know, do a rotating cookie concept? It's been proven successful in other markets. Let's do it here. Let's bring it here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this sounds really stressful. Like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, we got to do it. So I was like, okay. And we did. And I think it's a healthy combination of the two. So like, you will have people that, they want their usual flavor. And so we do offer that. We just bring it back. You can request it. We'll bring back popular requested flavors. Yeah. But we also do have that variety for people where it's like, you don't know what you're going to get the next week. And it's, tapping into the job culture mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we started rolling, you had said that, we were going to keep it real and raw. And so what I will say is, like, having seen other companies do that in other markets and be successful, they had and have a lot of resources that we didn't and don't as small business owners. So we had to kind of like consider, okay, these other brands, they have, maybe 30, 40, 50 plus testing kitchens. They have access to like infinite storage and everything. So for us, and the bigger teams and manpower. So for us, we were really wondering, like, okay, hey, we love the idea, but then like, how are we going to pull off the execution? And I think it was one of those moments, it was like, let's just do it. Like, let's just go. And I had probably drafted like a month's worth of flavors, and Alex was like, that looks great, let's do it. And then from there it just, and so we're now on week 121.
That's insane.
Changing menus, and I have 121 new grey hairs from the stress.
Insane.
Yeah. The beginning was wild because we weren't as prepared as we are now. So now we'll have like a whole quarter's worth of flavors, lined up or ready to go. But back then, when we were first starting out, it was really on the fly. Like we were finalizing flavors that we had to launch the next day, right? And then we were doing the drop videos, like to release the menu. We did a video of like all the different flavors. We were doing that same day before open in the heat in Dubai in August. And like those were some traumatic memories, but also looking back,
that tested the friendship, didn't it? Because you'd be there and you'd be like, oh my God, I'm so hot.
We're going to get
just
to that.
One more take.
We're going to get to the friendship. Don't worry about that. Okay. But let's just stick with the flavors, because, like I said before, I am a cookie connoisseur. Okay. I have been eating cookies my entire life. I am a child at home. I have a tall glass of milk and I have 3 or 4 cookies almost on the daily.
Glorious.
Okay. So it is just beyond the joke. But coming up with that many different flavors, it must be stressful. And have you had any, I would say, epic fails where you thought in your head, this is a really good flavor, and then when you actually get it done, it's just like, this is horrendous. No one's going to buy this.
Yeah, totally.
I can think of a couple.
Name them.
Yeah.
Which ones were horrible?
So we tried to do like a Coca-Cola flavored cookie.
Oh,
and like
wow.
we tried to do Red Bull. I don't think we tried to do Iron Brew because at that point we're like, okay, this isn't working.
Yeah.
But to try to get the Coca-Cola flavor into a syrup to whip into the frosting and then to have that flavor out as a cookie, it was an epic fail. It just did not work. We couldn't do it.
Was it a fail as in you didn't release it at all?
No, we didn't release it.
Okay.
Yeah. We couldn't even put it on the menu. But yeah, I think there were some others.
There are some that are just in the archives where they belong. And there's one cookie, the ugliest cookie that we ever had. Like all of our cookies have hit the mark. Like I've been really proud of each and every one of them, but there is one, when I think about it, it makes me like wince. So we opened in the June 2023. When I say, you're going to be like, oh God. And everybody was like, oh my God, the Barbie movie is coming out, and like you should create something around the Barbie, and everyone and their mom was like posting about this movie.
And a lot of companies were doing like Barbie themed products they were releasing.
And it wasn't even like super on brand, but we were like, go on then. So we made this cookie, we called it like Dream House. It was really tacky and pink with like little like pink pearls
cheesy.
on it.
Dude,
it was gross. Honestly, like that did not pass the vibe check. But I want to like shout out our team leader, because so I manage the R&D and the I would say the 300 flavors is definitely like a joint effort, because I think like the connection we have as friends and as business owners, like, you inspire me a lot and energize me, and I come up with all of these ideas because it will be from maybe trips we've taken, or when we sit and we share memories of food that we had from our childhood, and all of these different sources of inspiration. But I really want to shout out G, our team leader. He's fire. He really keeps me sane, because I'll come up with 300 ideas, or not 300 exactly, you have some as well, but all of these ideas, and then he's like, okay, let's do it. And I'm like, really? You're not stressed? And he's like, no, we've got this. And so he's very level-headed. And actually, like in July, when we just hit the 300 milestone, we just got like some signage put up in our bakery, and our bakery is tiny. I don't know if you've been, it's 300 square foot. So it's teeny tiny, because that's where we're producing as well. Everything is created from scratch at the bakery.
Yeah.
But we had some signage go up, and I just kind of like pulled G over. Well, his name is Gabby, if you hear me bounce between the two. And I was just like, this up on the wall here, like the 300 flavors, like, you know, you need to know how big of a deal that is, you know, like globally. I mean, there's only one I know for sure, you know, one other bakery that's doing this, maybe at a push two. I'm like, but we did that together, and I couldn't have done this without you. I ended up getting a bit teary-eyed, and I was like, you're the man, G. He was like, I'm so proud of us. Like,
yeah, he's great, because
nice.
he like really feeds off of that. Like he like lives for innovation.
He's a
and,
legend. He's an absolute legend.
So what's the limit here? What are we going for? 1,000 flavors?
300, we capped at 300. So we came up with 300 in July. We released 300. And we're like, at that point, let's just continue to focus on the quality. Let's continue to bring back the flavors that people request. I inquired to the Guinness World Book of Records to ask, you know, like, hey, this is what we're doing. What do you think? Like, how do we get entered for this record? Because it is a record. And they were like, come back to us when you've had 500. And I was like, no, thank you. Goodbye.
We will never speak again with an attitude.
Yeah, it wasn't that there's a record for 300 or there's a record for under 500. It's just that they considered it to be like, that's the point in which we would want to do that. Yeah, for marketing purposes. So,
but let's come back to the friendship. Okay, because there are so many schools of thought around friends going into business together. Right? Car crashes, just absolute nightmares, breaking friendships, can't work together, not being able to identify one's role, stepping on people's toes, bringing your friendship into the boardroom, all that sort of stuff, right? Like, we've all read about it, we've all heard about it. Some of us have even lived it. I've lived it personally. It's been an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay, so has it been your unique superpower, the fact that you two are friends, or is it just, you know what, we keep to ourselves, we do our own thing?
I think it's really helped us. Don't get me wrong. There are days that we get into fights.
Yeah. We are not friends.
We're not friends. We storm out of the bakery, call each other names. But for the most part, we work really well together. And I think what helps is that we've really been able to split the functions down the middle. So we're not really stepping on each other's toes professionally. Like, I do my thing for the business, she does her thing. Yep. And then there's a synergy there. Would you say?
So we just had a disagreement about this earlier in the week, which cracks me up. But no, you're right. You are right.
For the most part,
for the most part, playful.
When it comes to, like, we can have some differences of opinion and like disagreements where it comes to like the direction of the business or like strategy.
Yeah.
But
which is normal.
In terms of our day-to-day and what we're doing.
And the context, by the way, because we just had a conversation about this the other day, because I'm brand and product, and then you're operations and growth and B2B. And Alex, like, trying to help me, trying to like relieve me and take something off my plate, was doing some R&D and testing. She brought me these cookies to try, and I was like, what are these? You know, and I was like, you should have, you know, updated me.
But then she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, at first I was like, do I like this? And I'm like, this is banging. Honestly, fair enough. But no, you're right. I think, like, I hear you, and speaking from experience on days, you know, shitty days that we've had, I know that it can be rough, but I think the foundation is really, really strong, built on trust, reliability, you know, so we know that even if we are beefing, we are not getting on, like, she will still show up.
Yeah.
I will still show up. It's never about, you know, being stubborn or proving a point. Like, it's just about kind of like just getting on with it.
Mastering that art of being able to leave your friendship at the door when you actually step into the, you know, kitchen, okay, rather than the boardroom. That's not for everyone, though, right? So people don't always manage to succeed in that, because they almost rely or use their friendship with their partner in business to gain something or to further something in their business transaction. You know, early days, you know, I've met you once. This is the first time I've met you, but I meet people for a living, and you know, the read is there's a real strong, overwhelming humility from both of you, where you're both happy to let the other one take the lead in certain circumstances, and you're happy just to say it was her. I'm getting a vibe from both of you that's probably one of the real secrets to your success.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We also try and laugh when it gets really stressful. Do you know what I
the
mean?
best.
Like, there's been times where, like, you know, there was like 1 week where there was 2 fires in the building, and then there was a burst pipe.
Yeah.
What?
Like, yeah, and then there was
Not
a
in
time,
your kitchen.
Burst pipe in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Burst pipe in
2
the
fires
kitchen.
in the building.
Yeah, we had to empty the garbage bin, and then like I was just holding it like in front of. And then I was holding it in front of the. It was like a
pipe,
big,
and it was just like
stream of water.
Yeah.
But you have to laugh about it, you know,
Yeah,
like,
of
or when
course.
there's fails, things don't work out, like, because at the end of the day, like, no matter how much pressure you put on yourself as a business owner, like, nobody is gonna die if we have to close the kitchen for a day.
Yeah.
Give us
Overnight.
your big epic fail in the kitchen.
Yeah,
What can you think of?
What I was gonna say is, so we've had epic fails. We've had that burst pipe that just
Yeah.
it was just a nightmare, and then
The
there
visa
was an
portal.
event. So we got invited back to Katie's old office, Visa, to do an event, to do a pop up, and so
And
we were
and then
gonna
we were gonna do like a talk.
we were
after.
gonna do a talk.
to like, I think it was like they had like a what do they call it, like the next gen like cohort of new grads and stuff.
So this was at a point where we were just bringing everything into the commercial kitchen. So we were baking mostly from home, and then we secured our kitchen, we got our appliances, and we were getting the wholesale bulk ingredients, and then we were translating our recipes from home in a commercial space. So there was a big learning curve there that we
Yeah.
didn't. There's a big
all right.
learning curve there that we didn't account for, and so we had booked this event, and we were going to make hundreds of cookies and bring them to the event, and it was kind of one of the first times that we were using the commercial oven and all of the large ingredients.
And we also tried a different butter.
And we
Remember,
tried a different
it was the
we tried a
worst.
different butter than what we're used to. So it would just completely failed. We couldn't go.
Oh, you didn't go?
Yeah, we didn't go. We didn't do the talk.
No.
We didn't bring the cookies.
Yeah.
We were like, I need to just go and hide in bed
Yeah,
for the
like,
day.
we did a couple laps of the block. Like, luckily, the neighborhood that the bakery is in, you know, it's family friendly. You can get out, take a walk, and that has helped a lot. But I just called the contact at Visa, and I was kind of like, sorry, we're not going to make it. But we tried, and I think that's it. You know, like giving small business owners like grace and compassion, like during these times, instead of like giving them a hard time, I think was like super well received, because he
Yeah.
said, listen, we'll just do it another time. And then
Yeah.
we did. We went back.
Yeah.
And then we went back again.
Yeah, so that was nice. And, you know, I will say, like, this is something that I used to tell my team when I was managing TA, is like, we're not doing brain surgery here. Like, it's recruitment, it's cookies, no one's going to die.
I say
It's
that all the
fine.
time.
It's okay.
I say that all the time. When I moved here, I was working with a business. I won't name them, but he knows who he is. He was very upset that I was friends with our competitors. So all the founders from the other businesses that we were
Okay.
competing with. He's like, "How can you be friends with them?" I'm like, "Why? Why is that a problem?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, because they'll know who we're working with," and I had to take a second there. I'm like, what do you think we do here? Like, we do recruitment,
Yeah.
like talent acquisition. We're not got some government secrets. We're not FBI. We're not
Yeah.
CIA.
Yeah.
Like, why are you putting so much importance, so much value in the sort of information that we have? When I'm catching up with him, he's a competitor, but just so much value on, like so much
Completely.
pressure on. You're doing talent acquisition, like the whole world's going to end if you screw up that interview, or the world's going to end if your kitchen's not working today and no one's getting cookies. Like, where does that mindset come from?
Yeah. Yeah. And I completely agree with you. We agree with you. Like, even for us in the cookie community, you know, there's a lot of competitors here in the region, and you can say like, oh, they're your enemies, you know, why would you talk to them? But we feel that the opposite. There's so much value in sharing experiences, sharing learning. So we actually have a really nice community of fellow F&B owners, and not even just F&B, but cookies specifically, where like we've made friends with the owners and
we hang out. Like,
yeah,
I was at the beach with one of them last week.
Yeah, like we're
chill.
friends.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of value in that because there's space for everyone. Why not, share your experience and learn something?
Yeah, we actually did like a social media video, and it was kind of like one of these trends. I had seen the idea. It was like, imagine your phone is down, you pick it up, you grab it, and then you kind of like point down to your business name, and then you're kind of passing to the next person, and the next person, they all do the same thing. And we decided to do it with like the different cookie business owners because it's all about just like trying to see each other succeed. Like there's a
Were
lot
they
of
willing?
space.
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
willing. We had
That's
like
great.
I think 6 brands total, including us.
It was awesome.
It was
Yeah.
amazing, and the response was class. Like people loved it because it just was so genuine. It's like
100%.
Because at the end of the day, like who do I view unfavorably? It's the man. It's like giant corporations, Like sorry, like I want to see these small businesses succeed.
Yeah.
Even if we drop tomorrow, I would write every single customer name down and say, take them, like reach out to them, do promotions, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's so hard. Like, you're going up the hill with like 10 times the amount of weight than other people who just have the door held open for them and like a golden key, because we're doing everything from scratch. And it was funny actually, like as recruiters here, former recruiters, going back to like my old office, like I hired like a lot of like senior folks in there and so many different teams. And then we were there together with like this cookie stand, billionaire cookies. It's funny, all of these like VPs kind of like swanning around, and they'd come over and be like, Katie, what is happening? What did you do? You left here, you started this, is this you? And we're like, yeah, this is us. And they were all buying, they were super supportive.
Yeah.
But it was surreal.
Being an entrepreneur is hard, right? And like running a business is hard, and people don't understand the difficulties of running it. They think you're your own boss, you got your own freedom, but like you mentioned earlier, the cash flow, the financial security isn't there. Like the stresses of everything falling on your shoulders is always there. So you're always on. Like I think back to a couple of years ago, my eldest son, who was 7 at the time, I think a few friends were asking him, what do you think of when you think of your dad? He's like, his laptop. Because even when I'm home, I'm just sitting on the couch on the laptop, right? So that was like a nice little reminder of just, getting that sort of, work-life sort of balance. But it's difficult being an entrepreneur because you're always thinking about 300 flavors. You're always thinking about, who your next customer is, how to retain the customers that you have. So what is, for both of you, what is the one standout, underestimated challenge or skill set when it comes to being an entrepreneur and running your own business, especially in this part of the world?
I think perseverance. Like I knew that it would take, I knew that it would be required, but I didn't really know how much you really needed in order to go through running a business and owning a business and showing up every day. And, when people are saying no, or you're not getting the orders you want, and, you're having bad days, just the amount that you need in order to just make it through. That would be like the main thing for me.
Yeah.
I would say like pivoting, constantly just pivoting, like really pro basketball players at this point, really. Like, we started B2C, we started with like, we even started out with like blacked out windows, and we just had one sales channel. Then we removed all of the blacked out windows. We were available for pickup, curbside pickup, walk-in, got on all the different apps. Following year after we launched like B2B to diversify things. So it's constantly about pivoting, which is so much fun because like you're always growing and evolving, but it's also stressful because, you need to, like within the business, constantly be the problem solvers, So actually this is where like the other small business owners in that same space can be amazing if they're collaborative. Like there's a friend of ours, he has a bakery. Should I shout them out? They're great. Their name is Oma. The owner is called Rahul. He's very, very, very cool. The cereal milk cake is bomb. Anyway, he had a call with you, and he literally was like, just chat to me like I'm your resource. Like, tell me like, what are your pain points? How can I help? And we were blown away by that. Like, he's literally giving us like his like insider info to try and just help us and see us succeed.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, And he was saying, hey guys, what do you think about this chocolate or this cocoa powder? And we were like, well, we sent him some so that he could test out for himself before he orders in bulk. And he helped with a pop-up.
He gave us a display case.
Yeah,
for
we
a
needed
pop-up.
a display case for one of our pop-ups.
So
He's
good.
like, come take mine. Like, so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just an example of one of the really cool people in this space. Not everyone is like that, but there are some.
What about on the branding side? Any sort of key standouts for you, the F&B space that you need to sort of really focus on to get a brand to sort of just have a huge impact?
I think, first of all, if you can be fueled by passion, then even on the days when motivation is low, the passion is still there. I think consistency, creativity. Don't take yourself so seriously by trying so hard to like be cool that you can't have fun and connect with people. It's all about connecting with people. So when you look at our brand, you'll see like there's all of these themes of like nostalgia. It's every piece of content. I mean, it's all us. It's all in house. It's all filmed with like iPhone. We want it to feel relatable, and so I think that's it. Like, I think the secret sauce of the brand is like the heartbeat behind the brand. I know that sounds like a bit, I don't know, cheesy or something, but it is. We care so much, and that comes across. And we try and make it really experiential. Like for me, that's really big.
Yeah.
Like, you can go into a supermarket, grab some cookies, right? But you'll remember the cookies that you got for, I don't know, your friend was going through a breakup, or the cookies that you got for that birthday, or that you sat and you divided and split into pieces and shared with your mum, you know? So I like playing around with like music. I like playing around with like really fun visuals, like really bold text, and make it really colorful. And
Tapping into like, childhood movies, like childhood memories, references, flavors.
So much of what's cool about this brand is actually my big brothers, who they don't even live in Dubai, but they're such a huge source of inspiration. It's so nice because the last podcast that we did, my brother had messaged.
There's other podcasts out there?
There are, yeah. Not as good as this one, I'm kidding.
Really? Okay.
And my big brother, who like always did not act like I was cool growing up, when I was a kid, messaged me and he was like, I'm so proud of you, like, and you came across so well. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't have done this without you. So a lot of the inspiration is my siblings.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Wholesome. Yeah.
Well, look, you're two girls, expats who have come to the region, worked in one field, and then followed a passion to build a business that is actually doing extremely well. So like, take my hat off to both of you, because this is for a talent acquisition specialist to think about doing other things is one thing, but to do it, and to do it as well as both of you are doing it, is just amazing. So well done to both of you.
Thank you.
We do have to open up this box.
We must.
Now, we've never done this on 15 or 16 episodes. Okay, so this is going to be quite unique for us, all right? I'm actually really nervous because...
I hope they're not damaged.
I hope they are.
The messier, the better.
Yeah, but this is... and then after this, we're going to do a very exciting thing called the lightning round. We're going to throw some very quick fire questions to you, but I'm not sure whether the cameras are going to get this, but this is just absolutely insane. The packaging, when we order it in our company, is just... we were always commenting on that, and that is part of the branding, right? Like that, the experience of being able to actually go through something like this, as opposed to going to Spinneys and getting a little tub of cookies, right? But these look absolutely insane. Ridiculous. Walk us through these, please. What are they?
Okay, do you want to take this room? I'll take this room.
Okay, so
So do you want to start with the
the top three are the trio. They're the classics. So closest to you is the dark chocolate and sea salt.
Yeah.
Then in the middle we've got the milk chocolate,
Yeah.
and then the white chocolate here
Yeah.
next to me.
Okay, and then we have like the limited edition flavors. So we have carrot cake.
So that's your carrot cake?
Carrot
Yeah.
cake, it's
Yeah.
like a spice stone. Then we have like a whipped cream cheese frosting situation,
Wow,
and pecans.
okay.
And then we have Twix cheesecake.
Twix cheesecake.
So this actually is baked on top of a digestive biscuit. So you get the texture of like the cream cheese frosting, and then we have our own homemade salted caramel, some Twix, crunchy biscuit. Banging. And then we have something we call Brookie 2.0. We used to have another iteration, but it we knew it could have been elevated, so
Yeah.
this is now that version. We basically swirl like our chocolate dough and our signature brown butter vanilla dough, and then we load it with chocolate, and there's a whole ass brownie on top. So
This is insane.
Yeah.
I'm going for that one, right? And do you eat your own cookies? Like, do you
Of
find yourself
course.
all the time, like, eating them?
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. This is just ridiculous.
Although
On camera, but
lately
this is insane.
you've been really going for our remix wholesale cookies.
Yeah.
Like that's like your new favorite.
I
You
discovered.
need to help yourselves here, guys. Okay, you need to do this.
Thank you.
I'm going to save myself for after because there's coffee downstairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I discovered
Wow.
if you bake 20 gram like dough balls, it's like 100 calories. I smash them on the daily.
She's talking about
Insane.
our wholesale
Insane.
cookies.
Insane. Okay.
From a cookie connoisseur as well. We're honoured. So thank you.
And I have one question before we go to the rapid fire. I'm typically a donut person, okay? But by being in Dubai, I've been converted more to cookies.
Interesting.
Because cookies they've evolved over the last few years, right? So is there any sort of dessert where you think, oh, you know what, if that kicks off, they're going to sort of take over and then cookies will be an afterthought?
I don't know if I don't know. I don't think so. I think
Never.
there's always space
Never.
for cookies, like each dessert has its own category. I think there's space for everything.
That was banging, by the way.
Yeah.
That was just
Thank you so
ridiculous.
much. I did notice. Have you guys seen like there's a real buzz around cinnamon buns
Yeah,
and cinnamon
yeah,
rolls
yeah.
at the
Yeah.
moment? And
Yeah.
I'm super down. Like, and I have a whole list of places in my phone I want to go
Yeah.
try out. But I think cookies are timeless.
Yeah, they are.
We've been having
They
cookies
are.
since we were kids.
Kids, that's
right?
the thing. Is that
So-
nostalgic thing, right?
Yeah, and then
Absolutely.
the aim of like all of these crazy different flavors is that you can have these, that these cookies that are combining so many different flavor elements and textures. We have like a Lamington cookie, we have a cherry ripe cookie. I
Yeah.
used to live in Oz briefly for like a year.
You did, didn't you? Yeah, that's right.
And then we have cookies inspired by like, like your Mexican family churros, and
Yeah.
we didn't get the Iron Brew cookie for Scotland, but we tried. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we aim to do, right? Is bring all these different dessert experiences: chocolate fudge cake, cheesecake, kanafa with the cheese.
Even
center.
donut cookies. We have one next
Yeah.
week. Donut
Yeah.
cookie.
Yeah.
You mentioned Biscoff. We have like we bake it in like a donut tray.
Yeah.
It's a cookie, but it looks like a donut. So
Yeah.
anyway, that'll be good. We'll get one for
Yeah.
you.
Give me
And for
those
you,
things.
Anna.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so what's your go-to late night snack that's not a cookie?
Good question.
One I take very seriously.
So I have a weird addiction to
Okay.
flaming hot Cheetos.
Really?
Flaming hot Cheetos are like my favorite snack, but I eat them with chopsticks, which Katie finds really weird
Because of the staining
Yeah,
on
I don't
your
want them to
fingers?
stain my fingers, so I just eat them with chopsticks.
Wow,
So
okay,
that's like
okay.
my favorite thing.
What's yours?
Noodles. Just noodles of any kind. Yeah. And I love noodles so much that I also now just eat everything with chopsticks. Genuinely, like even pasta, like now, or like even fries. I had fries recently. I was like eating them with chopsticks. So I'm a weirdo, basically.
Okay. This one's for you.
Okay.
What celebrity would you love to see holding a billionaire cookie?
Damn. Gosh, someone right now. Yeah, we said this before, right? But like, maybe like Kendrick Lamar or someone,
Okay.
right? Are you
No,
gonna
no,
say
she's not feeling it.
I would go for
you're gonna go for your celebrity crush, which is
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal?
or Beyonce, because we're both Virgos.
You do love
Okay.
Beyonce.
I love Beyonce, yeah.
I'll take any of them, but yeah, I would think like a really amazing artist would be someone like a Kendrick Lamar, because he like friggin' broke the internet last year.
Yeah.
Like everybody was going so crazy
Yeah.
and like not like us and everything.
Okay.
I would say so. I think that'd be great. And I also said like Doechii as well. Like I always lean towards musicians, and there's a lot of music in our branding as well.
Yeah.
You'll see every week when we do like the drop video, we always put like a banger of a song.
Yeah.
So it's that's what I lean towards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Musicians.
Yeah.
Coffee or milk with cookies?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest pet peeve in the kitchen?
You.
Phones. Phones, right?
Oh, phones.
Yeah.
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 No phones in the kitchen.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said?
Me? Yeah.
What's the one word your customers would use to describe you or your cookies?
Dope as fuck.
Let's go with banging. They are banging.
Yeah, banging.
Banging?
Yeah.
Love that. Who eats more cookies?
Me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No shame.
Are we talking daily?
Yes, we're talking daily. Yeah, I have, and I even have like multiple chocolate bars a day. Like, yeah, I like sweets.
Yeah. Okay, and last one. The dream city that you'd love to launch Billionaire Cookies in?
Probably my home city, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It would do well there too, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. It's got that vibe.
Yeah. Or New York as well. But New York, like the competition there is wild.
Yeah.
No, East Coast. West Coast only.
Yeah.
Okay, represent.
She's put her foot down. Okay. Brilliant. This has been so enjoyable. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming on.
Thank you
and
so
for bringing
much.
the lovely gifts for the team who can eat afterwards. When I say team, it's myself. But yeah, this has been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you so
having us.
much. Yeah, we've enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah.